Welcome to Teesside University Student Union podcast, or vlogcast as it is this time. This is a very special one because it's your last one. No, that's not the only reason. It is your last one, but it's also our 10th episode, so we wanted to go all out this time. We've got you guys, current presidents, old presidents. Is that a bit too soon to say that?
No, it's fine. Outgoing presidents.
Outgoing presidents, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I can have that, yeah. Outgoing presidents. We've got the new president, and later on we're going to have the new CEO of TUSU. She's going to be in as well. So it's going to be a bit of a packed show, but as you said, the outgoing officers are first.
And I can't believe that we've done 10.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. 10 have been done. It's been a good year. It's been a busy year, and that's really part of this is about. It's about looking back at the year for you guys. It's looking to the future for the new incoming presidents, and about the state and the shape of the Students' Union as well. So, come on, let's talk about it. So you've been here for, am I right in thinking, Nevin, Michael, you've done a year here, is that correct?
Exactly.
A year in post, and Femi, this is the closing era of a 2-year relationship that you've had with the Students' Union, is that right?
Of course, that's correct.
So let's talk about what you've done. Let's talk about a quick look over your last couple of years.
Well, for me, it's been 2 years of engagement, 2 years of growth, 2 years of representing students, 2 years of being the voice and the face of students. It's been a massive time for me being president of the student union, and I'm proud to say that not only the fact that I've represented students, but I've done quite well for myself. I know a lot of people, you don't want to sing your own praise, but I think looking back in 2 years, you see a lot of things you've done for the students, the student body, the SU, and for yourself. One of the major things which I'll say I can look back and be grateful that we've done is the fact that we've been able to help a general inclusion when it comes to culinary services on the campus. Food options on campus has widened from where it was 2 years ago and what we have right now, both in the student union itself and in the wider university. And that actually is to look at our general body of students that we have. We have a very diverse student group, and now we have the environment actually showing the kind of diverse students that we have.
Because the demographic has changed, hasn't it?
Yes.
Here, you can see that the demographic
that has changed.
And so you kind of fought for that change to be all-encompassing for the students that are here.
Yes.
Part of the new Teesside University demographic.
Absolutely. And then having that, I'm proud to say I'm part of the drivers of making that happen. And now any student who enters into our library can actually go there and have options that range from West African themed food to South Asian, or something around European foods and our local food. So all this shows the diversity of what we have
on campus. It's a good opportunity, isn't it, for people to go out and they can experience in a very small micro way different cultures at the university, just by going out and sampling the different kind of foods.
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't need to stop there, but I think it's a great thing that's a very easy way, or a very easy win, because everybody loves food, don't they?
Yeah.
Dead easy win for you to go, let's try these different things, and that's something that's good to be part of. That's really
I came in the first year. One of the things I pitched to the university is that because we have a demographic of our students changing, we now have older students who have children who they want to, sometimes because of the time of child minding, they can't actually keep the children at home. They want to bring them to university. But there's no space on campus where children can actually stay. I've advocated since my first year in office. I actually started advocating for a crèche, but looking at the practicality, it was impossible. But right now we have a space on campus where if you're a parent, you can bring your children, you can study, and your child has a place where they can work, you can oversee them. Before COVID, we used to have what we call the final fling. But it stopped, and after that, it wasn't there, but students were asking for it, and we're able to resuscitate now in a different format, but also with the same spirit, what we call the summer send-off.
The big summer send-off.
The big summer send-off. Now, the last one we held, massive, bigger than what we had in my first year as officer.
So it's growing year on year.
Growing year on year.
And the students wanted that, didn't they? And
of course, they asked for it, and then we feel
likes a good party.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Anna. I'm always looking at Nevin when it comes to a good party.
Yeah. Of course, he's a party guy.
He is the party guy. But it's good that the students wanted that, and you guys got on board with it and managed to get it moving and get it.
Because it's great after a great year of academic struggles and plannings and work, that you have something to celebrate the success you've actually had. And I'm glad that we're also part of getting that on the ground.
So Nevin, he's stolen it. He's talked about summer send-off. You're going to have to say all the other stuff you're doing. Come on.
Well, to be honest, it's everything included in it. So I've done works with the students, for the students, and it's been a great honor and proud to be work as a president, as a young president.
Yeah.
To represent the 20,000 students.
As a young president, I like
yes,
that.
as a young
Make
president.
sure you get that in. Don't worry. Nobody was questioning what you were doing, but yeah.
I don't look young, but still I'm young. Yeah, so first year when I came over here, I was alone. I'm doing my bachelor's over here. So I couldn't able to see any students. It was like a bubble happening between the home students and the UK and the international students, which I didn't like about it. So on that time, I was just simply a student. I couldn't able to raise any voice. But still, I've tried to, but still, I'm not a student body. So right now, I've stood for the election. I've done a cultural exchange campaign, which has drawn quite a lot. We had a lot of events, a lot of cultural events happen, and it was a huge success. Even the university high body, they appreciated. So there are a lot of things that I've done to the students, and I'm so proud to be sitting over here as a president, as an outgoing president, and hope so the incoming presidents do go with the flow.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, you want somebody to take up your mantle.
That's it.
Not that we're saying that they should, because partying all the time is not always the right.
Oh, definitely not. But still, we need some time to have fun. Yeah.
Having fun is it's part of the student.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
It is all about studying and learning, but there's the other side, which is what we're obviously a big part of here at the Students' Union, which is making people have that experience throughout their time at the university. And it is important in all different elements, from socialising to parties to doing your academic societies to everything. It's all a big part of it. Michael, let's talk. What's been going on over the last year for you that's stuck out?
So many things, but let me just pick up on the big highlight of what we're able to do. Number one, as President Education, I've been able to also do a lot of campaigns around academic misconduct, the use of artificial intelligence and plagiarism, a lot of campaigns in the library, in different buildings at different fora. We are able to talk about it. And my biggest joy now is that it's been reduced by 19.1% compared to where we were last year, which is what we should be glad and sing the praise every time. And my colleagues and I too, every morning, 3 days a week, we serve student breakfast. At some point after the COVID, the cost of living was ravaging.
Well, it still is, isn't it? The cost
It's still, yeah.
Everybody, for students, for working people.
Yes, ravaging the society. And we say, instead of complaining about it, we can really do something at no charges.
Just allow them to come and get their breakfast.
Yes.
And did that happen all year? Was that a long-term thing?
Yeah, it's a long-term thing, and we really desire that the officers elect will pick that up and continue from where we stop, so that this student can really enjoy it. And it's not just for people that are in need. Even if you are not in need, you can come. It's an informal form of engagement on talking, socializing, which is part of the bigger picture of the student experience that we are craving.
I think it's clear that you've all got passion, and the reasons for people getting into your roles is because they are passionate about the things that they want to do, about the student experience, about other students. But we are talking about the end of an era, and obviously with that, there's the next steps.
I've completed my 3 years in bachelor's, and it's a 4-year long course. And after the summer, I'll resume my course, and during the summertime, I look for some internship, because inside my course, there's no internship in it, just dissertation.
Right.
So I look for some internship, and I plan to stay over here.
Good. You plan to stay.
I plan to stay in UK.
Stay in the area, experience it from a student point of view, rather than being an officer. You can ease up a little bit and relax and enjoy that experience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Excellent, like that. Okay, Michael, what's your big plans? What's going on? What's the next steps?
So many more plans are in the pipeline. Number one is to first take like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that you've got that out there. 2 weeks off. I'm out for 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks off. Yes, and coming back for my internship, and I've been able to also secure a placement within the school with the EDI team of the HR department of the uni. So I'll be pouring out a lot of my expertise and my experience to also learn from them too.
Femi.
Well, for me, I think first, during the summer, I have more time for my family. It's
that's always a good thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been as busy.
Yeah, it's been a busy role. A lot of time I actually don't have enough family time for them. So, well, during the summer I'll have a lot of time for them, but I also get a job, at least get something doing as well, because it's also boring if you don't do anything. It can become boring. So, but in September I'll be resuming for my second year in masters. I'm a master's in public health student, so I'll be doing my internship and then my dissertation to conclude. But in the long term, one thing I forgot to mention the last time is that I ran what we call the Student Supporting Students for 2 years for my time as president. And it was a time for me, it opened my eyes to see that a lot of people actually needed help when it comes to mental health, when it comes to well-being, when it comes to loneliness. And it's something going forward, I'll be doing something about. I'm looking towards working with some friends to see how we can support those who have mental health challenges. So I'm looking at working in the charity sector, areas that actually we can support people who may be having challenges around their well-being and mental health. So, and again, borrowing the word of Michael, I'm global. So while I'll also be looking at something around the United Kingdom, also I'm open to anything, especially back home in Africa, in Nigeria.
And that's good that you're using some of your experiences you've got here as a way to manifest that.
Yes.
No, that's excellent. That's really good. It is great that you've got all these long-term global plans and that you're going to be moving forward. I mean, obviously you are still here in Teesside for a while.
Yeah.
And there are some changes happening. I mean, I'm sure, hopefully you'll be aware that there is a thing called an election coming up. I've got my reasons for voting. What would you encourage to any students that can vote and should they vote? What's your thoughts on it? Well,
I'll say everyone who is allowed to vote, who is at the age of voting, should actually vote. Because first, you will be determining those who will be leading the country, those who will be forming the government. So you'll be a part of making that huge decision. It's a huge decision. It means that whatever decision they make, because it affects your life, you should be part of those who make the decisions of those who will make a decision that affects your life.
Yeah.
So it is, for me, I think it's a great reason why everybody should be part of political decisions, which is around elections. And then number 2 is that it can also help with your credit score.
Somebody said, a scholar particularly, he said, our politics is who gets what, when and how. So if you are not out voting, it's also a decision. And if you are voting, it's a decision. Why not make the decision to be part of those that will form the policy, those that will form the polity, and those that are in the political space?
No, I think it's a really good point. I think that you are empowered by democracy, and that's what it is. It's being part of the democratic process.
Yeah.
To anybody that can vote, the actual election is on Thursday, the 4th of July.
Yeah.
But if you are there on the day, it's very simple. You just put a very clear X in the box that you want as your first choice representative. That will then work towards deciding how the UK is run and which government takes up that lead. That's enough of that serious stuff. We are going to be getting the incoming officers. The incoming officers. We are going to get them in a moment. But I thought I'd just ask one last thing. Just a few very, very condensed closing words from you guys.
As a student, this is the best experience you can get. And also as an international student. Because you can add this to your CV. Okay, I'm exceeding the words, but still.
That's all right, I get your point, yeah.
Yeah, because as an international student, most of them, if they look for an opportunity, like in UK, they'll ask for experience, experience and qualification.
Is it the motto of the school depicts now ambition delivered today? So we've been able to deliver the ambition of the student. We've represented them. We've done quite a lot for them. And in the nearest future, whoever wants to come into leadership, you can also learn from what we have done and what we have not done.
For me, I'll say thank you. Thank you to all the students, those who voted for me the first time and then the second time. I'll say thank you for giving me this opportunity to be your voice and to be your face. It's been an absolutely wonderful time being here. I want to say that you can achieve anything you want to achieve in life as long as you put your mind to it and you work towards it. So, see you at the top.
Great notes. Well, thank you guys for joining me over the last year. I've really appreciated your time and honesty with me as well. But I think on that note, we probably need to bring in the incoming officers. Let's bring them out of the green room and get them inside, and we'll have a little bit of a moment, shall we?
Yeah.
Come on, Ebubechi.
Sign beyond your predecessor.
Well. Here we are. Look at this. This is this the replacements behind the? I'm going to do it this time. The new and the old. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Not incoming and outgoing now.
New and the old.
It's like a transition, TikTok transition.
But it's like the
transition.
Yeah.
It's like
Are you
the
going to put your head down and come back up and be something different?
it's like the old is now even newer than the new. That's why we are sitting.
We're not listening to it. And no, we're just giving
You're right.
the last privilege of Susan. Giving you the
Okay.
They're old news, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love you guys, but
Ian, this is the 10th one. This is the 10th one. We are even tired.
Actually, we're
this
done.
is this is the 10th one.
oh, we're done, are we?
We're done now.
Well, now that we've got rid of those people, we can start doing things properly. Welcome. So we're going to start by, I'm going to go around, you're all going to introduce yourselves, tell me a little bit about each of you, where you're originally from, why you studied here, why did you choose Teesside University? Let's give the listeners, or the viewers in this occasion, because we're doing the vlogcast, let's give them a bit of information.
I grew up in Kent,
Yeah.
but originally when I was little, I was back in Nigeria, but most of my life had been in Kent. I came to Teesside Uni because my mom moved to Hartlepool just before I started university, and then I wanted to be a bit local to her, so I applied to Teesside University, but 2 years after she went back to London. So.
Oh, totally. What are people like? So you stayed here and your mum went back down to London?
Yeah.
Nice. It's a bit different.
I'm from India. I'm the southern part of India. There is two parts in India. That's why, like I mentioned, like that. I'm actually studying the MSc Data Science.
Okay.
I recently completed my internship, and later on that I will complete my dissertation. I choose the Teesside University particularly to get exposure when I'm back to India. Like I don't have this kind of exposure. Like I want to learn new things from everywhere, like different culture. Like it will make me update myself every time. And moreover, to choose the Teesside University, the modules, and moreover the cost of living compared to the other cities in the UK, the cost of living is the very less here to survive during my as a student.
I think that's a fair point. That is a really good point. It's quite cheap in terms of cost of living. Especially when you compare it to places like London. It's definitely. I think it's one of the tick boxes, isn't it, that people would come here from.
Originally from Nigeria, the eastern part of Nigeria, and I came to Teesside particularly because of the course I'm studying. I studied criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation.
Yes, first.
Okay, that's
so it has a relation to the first course I studied, my first degree, and my second degree, because I have history in terrorism, conflict management, so security management. So when I saw the course title, criminal investigation, and I wanted to do another master's degree, so I was looking for the place to go to. So I searched so many schools, and then I came to Teesside. Someone referred Teesside to me, like, try out the school. It's in a nice environment. Cost of living, like I said, is quite low. So you're able to navigate yourself, and again, the environment is welcoming. So, and again, my lecturers are amazing.
Why did you run? We'll go the other way around. Ebubechi, why did you run in the elections? Tell me, how did it feel to get elected? When they called your name out. So what was your reason for doing it? And how did it feel when you were actually successfully appointed?
Okay. The success.
Can you remember all that far back? Because it was a while ago, wasn't it?
No, I will. I still remember. The success was so. If it's something I can taste, it's so sweet. Yeah.
The sweet taste of success.
It's very sweet. So when I met people who really didn't know what to do, I was just helping them out. Like, this is what I was told from there, because I had my own diary where I kept recording everything that I needed. So whenever somebody was facing anything, I just went back to my diary.
To your own experience.
This is what, when I called, they told me this. So I think you should do this. And, they would always call me, it was a success. I did this and then, so I now thought about, why not I just come out, and then do a lot for others,
Yeah.
not just for the limited number of people who know me personally. So why don't I just come out and help others?
He says, it can be quite a dangerous thing, can't it? If you've got a lot of people who don't have the right information and that information then gets passed on again, you suddenly get a lot of people getting misinformation,
Yes.
which can cause problems. It can cause a lot of stress for people. So having that kind of passion to want to direct people to the right place in the first place, I think that's a really good reason to do it.
Like, firstly, I want to tell the experience after winning the election.
Yeah.
Because I never thought I will win before the nomination, because I didn't prepare anything related to this kind of stuff. From my childhood onwards, I wanted to become a leader.
Right.
To lead the people. Like, what I thought is, have a try. If it is successful, then it's fine. If not, I will go back to my job and study and completely done. Particularly, I wanted to stand a position, like not for the education, international and well-being. Like, I am looking for every position. To be honest, like
which one are you going to go
which one I want to go for. Like, what I thought is, like, we need to stand the election, but we need to win anyhow. Yeah, like that's why, like, I choose the education.
Right.
For the education, I thought it will be easier to win. Comparative.
At least you're honest. At least that's a good bit of honesty. I like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the education role is often it's often bound by the regulations and things.
Yeah.
You're often talking about things like that, aren't you? Which I think is a slightly different slant.
While I am elected, I'm excited very well. Like I jumped very high and fell down on and fell down on the floor. I casually like a bounced. Excited. Like, even my parents are very excited. They watch it from live in India.
They watch the student live.
So, like, at that time the time is in India at early morning 3 o'clock.
Wow. That's dedicated fans.
My parents very excited. Like, recently, a week ago, I just came back from India 2 days ago only. What they said is, like, you got the position. Don't do any mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
be honest.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, whatever you are doing to
be honest about it.
Be honest.
Yeah. I think that's good advice here, especially if you're in politics. I think
from secondary school, I've always been involved in leadership roles. So in school, I did student council, JLT. Sixth form, I was vice president of the student union there.
Right, okay.
And then when I came into university, at first I was like, I'm going to take a step back from the whole leadership thing. And I started originally during the lockdown period. That's when I started university here. And I just saw one of my first points for wanting to apply was because there wasn't enough people of colour that I felt were in those roles. Okay. And then after the lockdown period, obviously Femi then came in, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll step down now. There's representation. I don't need to apply for it. But then I said to myself, studying a psychology degree, this would be the perfect way to put what I've learnt in class into the real world situations and be able to help students, especially the whole lockdown period. Everyone went through a whole mental turmoil.
Yes,
it was hard on everyone, even the most stronger person. Everyone struggled. So I just felt this would have been a good opportunity to put my degree to use and also help people, because, like I said, being around my friendship group, I'm like the friendship psychologist. So
are you the one they go and speak to?
Yeah,
a little conversation.
Definitely.
Have a private chat with you. And
definitely.
A little bit of a therapy session. Is that
exactly? And I thought, might as well be that person.
Like that,
might as well be that person for the uni. So I was like, let's definitely do it.
You know where to go. That was it right there. You know where to go for your psychology. How was it when you won? What happened with you?
I was calm.
Were you?
Yeah.
What, like stone calm? Or were you just like a quiet flutter inside? What was it?
I think maybe it just it didn't register in my head. I was quite calm when I won, and I almost said to myself, did I really win? Because I just didn't. It was like when I got home the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually won. Yeah. Then I started screaming in the house.
And you needed to drop a little bit first. And then
On the day, I was really good. I was flying high. I was very calm. And then the next day, it then clocked in my head. I was like, wow, okay, I did that.
This is your first day, am I right in thinking?
Yeah.
You managed to catch you on your actual first day officially starting.
Yeah.
That's an exciting day. Lots of different meetings, loads of different people to meet. You've got university staff members, you've got the SU members, you've got all kinds of support services. It's going to be a busy summer for you guys, yeah? So what are a few of the key things that you want to be looking at? What are your early priorities? You've come into the role, the officers have now leaving. What are your early priorities?
For me,
Let's
like,
start there.
I wanted to continue same thing, which is the misconduct awareness.
Yeah.
Because a lot of students, they're not aware of what mistakes are they doing during their assessments and everything. I wanted to promote it more to the students who are not aware, like who are facing the situation. I wanted to give a better support to them. And every student need to get the recognition in the particular subject, like who topped the, like they need particular, like what we call special recognition, who topped in the subject. Like
when you recognise, like, you know, the best person for that year, who did well in particular out with that group.
Right.
So you want to look at kind of giving people recognition and awarding them the recognition that you believe that people deserve, that put the effort in and get the award for that.
Like from the next semester, like if someone like even I am studying for the particular subject like machine learning. Like if I'm not cracked the first, but if I crack the first, like from the next semester, other people wanted to crack that position.
Yes, of course. So you get
it's like a competitive.
Yes.
Yeah, healthy mindset, everything.
It forces people to want to kind of step up a little bit, doesn't it? If you've got something you can aim for, like very much like you guys, the way you've stepped up into this kind of role, if you can do that with your academics as well, then you've got that balance where people are wanting to do it, and it's engagement, like you said, where people want to try and come back. I think that's really good.
Definitely continue what the previous officers have been doing. I believe Wellbeing covers a vast majority of things. So one of the main things that I want to do is be there for the students in general. Be there in terms of be who they need at that point. So just show up for them and be there. And one of the things I mentioned about looking at ways to see if we can maybe get some reduction around the food prices around campus, because I've worked in loads of different sectors in the university, and it seems to be like a constant complaint among students saying, is there a way to possibly reduce the food prices? So definitely looking at that.
For the students coming in by September, I know most of them need to understand the policy. What the policy talks about: international students attending classes, attendance, because most of them don't really understand the use of the card.
Right.
Yeah, so you need to always swipe your card when you come to school, because it registers your attendance.
Yes.
The importance of registering your absence online, and also the use of your blackboard, how to use it rightly, because we come from different educational, cultural backgrounds.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're very different. The way education system is in my country is not the way it is here. Now, everything is now made easier for you online, referencing and all. So you need to act according to what is stated of you.
So it's a lot for you. It's a lot about the re-education of the education of the new student, so they can understand to avoid the pitfalls.
Yes.
You know, if you can get them engaging with their attendance, making sure that they're swiping everything in, that they're fully aware of everything, then that'll help them. It'll also help them engage, which then applies into the academic misconduct, because if they're doing all that stuff and understand the policies and the regulations, they're less likely to do academic misconduct because they're engaging more with their attendance and everything, which also helps with things like the mental well-being. So all I can see how all three kind of the areas you want to look at link together. Before all of that, though, of course, we have got graduation week. Now, graduation week this year is split over. It's graduation week, but it's split over quite a wide area. It's over 2 weeks. So it's the 9th to the 11th of July, and then it's also the 15th to the 18th. I want to say from the Students' Union, congratulations to all graduates. The Student Union building is going to be open for all friends and families and everybody. We've got loads of big screens in there, so if you are coming to graduation, your families are coming to graduation, make sure that you are coming into the Students' Union to watch it. There's lots of opportunities to get food and drink. And like I said, the big screens and great sound system means that you can actually watch your loved ones walk across the stage as you need to, if you can't be there in person. And if you've got big families, you might only have one or two spaces you can see at the front, but the rest can still enjoy it and be a part of it. Your friends can be there. So we want to make sure that everybody is part of that. And of course, we have got a dedicated family zone for children. As ever, graduation, I really like graduation. I get to see a lot of students that a lot of the students at the Students' Union help. So a lot of people that we see day in, day out throughout the years, you suddenly get to see them with their caps and gowns on and having a good time, and that's what people come for, to walk across that stage.
That's the fun.
In your cap and gown and to be celebrated for your
that's
achievement.
The glory of everything. Like sitting down in class, doing assignment, assessment, thinking, hope I did everything correctly, my plagiarism result, hope it's okay. And then at the end, you see yourself on stage, you call your name, and you just walk forward.
Across.
Oh,
everybody's
that's the glory of everything.
There's so many big smiles. I really love graduation week. You guys are obviously around for graduation week. I'll be around for graduation week to make sure that I can see.
I'll be graduating.
You'll be graduating.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm not yet.
Oh dear. We will be talking a little bit more in depth in the upcoming episodes about what's going to happen in Freshers. But Freshers at the Students' Union starts on the 14th of September. As ever, we've got loads of activities. There's going to be advice, day and evening events, freebies, the whole thing. Freshers is always quite a big deal at the Students' Union, and it is wonderful because everybody is so bright-eyed. It's like everybody's keen and eager and bright-eyed and everybody looks polished. It's brilliant. And to see them in that enthusiasm, I think, is quite catching. When you've worked in the Students' Union or in the university for a long time, for the new people coming in, it does give you quite a buzz, quite a feeling of excitement with the new year. It's like spring, watching little baby lambs jump around. It's lovely. Thank you very much for joining me. I know you guys are going to be joining me on the next one because I'm going to crowbar you into it. If you don't do it voluntarily, I'll be coming to find you. But thank you very much for joining me. I'm now joined by the third guest of this wonderful special TUSU video vlog, whatever you want to call it. This is our brand new Chief Executive Officer. This is Kirsty Morrison.
Hello.
Hello there. How
thank you. I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I felt like it was really official, that part.
I'm good. Very happy to be here.
I've just recently taken over as Chief Exec of the Students' Union, so we thought it's a perfect time to ask you a few questions, just to get a little bit of information from you for all of our wonderful students or staff, anybody who's going to be listening to it, really.
Yep.
So we just thought we'd find out a little bit about you. So whereabouts have you come from then, Kirsty? How long ago did you start? Whereabouts have you come from? What's your background to becoming the CEO
of big questions.
Yeah.
So I started in SU sector 9 years ago, when I left the civil service after having my daughter, and deciding that I wanted a different career. So I returned after maternity leave and decided civil service wasn't for me. So I left and landed a job at Durham, Student Union. Had no idea about student unions at the time, and arrived the week before Freshers Week.
Now, some would say that's a little bit bold, a little bit daring.
Very bold,
yes.
Very daring. Didn't quite know what was going on for a significant amount of time, but Freshers Week just blew me away, and from then, just dealing with students, dealing with what they do beyond their academic studies has just blown me away year on year. I'm endlessly in awe of what they do, endlessly proud of student officers that I've worked with, and I've really grown to love it. So at Durham, I feel like I grew into understanding student unions. I really loved seeing the officers progress, their manifestos, their growth, and it just makes me so proud. And I watch them every year leave like a proud mum going, oh, my surrogate children. And then our student groups do amazing things at Durham, and I wanted to kind of keep progressing. I've always been quite ambitious, and having my daughter has made me think about what I need to role model to her. So actually I knew I wanted to do more and more. I was very lucky to get promotion internally, and then a few years ago I decided to do a Masters in Business Administration.
Whilst you were working and whilst you had a daughter? So
while I was working full time, while I had a daughter, and decided to start it in September 2020. So you'll remember that September 2020 was challenging times.
I'm aware that there was something going on.
There's something happening at that point in time, and homeschooling hadn't been introduced at that point. So I started doing higher education again, and then homeschooled as well as worked full time, as well as did a part-time masters over 2 years.
That's a lot to do then.
So it was a challenge.
Did you succeed in everything?
I succeeded, passed it. Might have got a few extensions to deadlines, which is absolutely fine, and that's what they're there for extenuating circumstances. Absolutely, use those because of the circumstances, and got through. I actually did my dissertation on flexible working in student unions.
Right, okay.
So I knew that I was really interested at that time in what was happening in the wider world.
Do you think that because of the, obviously we're talking about 2019, 2020 of the COVID and everything happening, do you think that had an impact on where you were going with your dissertation? You studied your masters. Did it have an effect on that?
But a little bit
of. Were you already interested in that kind of?
I was interested in it before, just being a working mum, and having a child, and kind of that burden of responsibility and looking after her. So I think I'd always been interested in being a woman in the workplace and kind of having responsibility and needing to be flexible. And then obviously everything happened in the world that there was a reaction to how can people work flexibly, and I thought, why can I not put these two together? And student unions are typically very much face to face and in buildings, and it was, well, actually, is that the right way forward now? Is that what students want from us and where we're going to go in the future? So it was really interesting to me to mesh those two worlds together.
Provided a lot of good research.
It did, and I spoke to many student unions and kind of research with them. It was really eye-opening. So yes, I completed my masters, and then that was always with the aim to take the next step and to look at my career development. So I was well supported at Durham by the CEO there, who was behind me in terms of taking that next step, and then being a North East girl, Teesside University Student Union opportunity came up.
Well, let's tell us a little bit about that. So obviously the opportunity was there. What kind of solidified your decision to go for the position at Teesside University? Because you said I'm right, you were at Durham first.
Yes.
You were at Durham for a significant period of time.
9-10 years, yes.
10 years. And then so the shift to Teesside, what brought that?
So the opportunity obviously arose, and I was like, let's have a think about this. I've been a North East girl, I'm thinking about the journey that TUSU is going on, and is the opportunities then and the challenges going forward. I really think that I've had good, sound bedrock foundations from Durham to be able to bring some of those lessons learned over, and to help take the next steps. I think TUSU is in an exciting place and time where change is welcomed, and I think definitely when I came for interview, I think all of the conversations that I had with staff were leading to, we're really excited about the next step, we're really excited about the challenge, we're really excited about going forward. And I think that just energised me and thought I can actually bring quite a lot to the table. Even just the conversations I've had so far in the last couple of days, or the days that I've been in the last couple of weeks, have been really enlightening, and people want to see that next step, to see what's the next opportunities. And
people can get very excited about
yes.
Any kind of change can be met with a lot of excitement. There's a lot of positivity that can come out.
Absolutely. It can be scary, and the apprehension, and people are thinking, ooh, what ideas has she got? But I think also, like, people being able to express their views again in a fresh way, and kind of go, actually, could we reset? Could we take this in a different direction? Could we do something different? I ask lots of questions, and I'm always going, why? Why? And people are like, oh, we'll keep answering her. But I think it's to get to the bottom of, we have to do everything we do for students. And I think for me, I've learned that over the years I've been at Durham, and we'll bring that to Teesside, that the students are the heart of why we're here. And we belong to them, and we should be looking at what we're doing to serve them. And I think that's enormously important. Officers as well, I'm excited to start at the same time as new officers, because I always think it's such an exciting time. I think there's 2 points in the year I really love: officers starting and freshers. I'm like, give me a t-shirt for freshers and give me new officers, and I'm very happy. So I think I'm very excited about what we can do and what we can achieve going forward.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That sounds like there's a lot of things. What are your very early priorities then? Because you've talked a lot about, obviously, the officers and about the information you can get from the staff members that work. But for you, what are your early priorities for the Students' Union or for the university? Where do you see how this is emerging in the early days?
I think I've heard a lot about the relationships with the university, and I'm working towards developing those, building those, nurturing those over time. I've got meetings with university personnel already booked in, so that's exciting. And to just understand how they want to work with us going forward and want to work with me. I think for the staff team, it'll be important to think about how we can develop a culture together going forward of change and of development. And I think that's going to be really exciting to do with the new officers. But I also think there's kind of wider world challenges that are represented at the moment with our students, and I think we need to be listening to them and hearing what they're saying to us and helping them challenge the university in a constructive way to help them in the future. So I think lots of big things, and it's the motivation of students to be able to want to do things outside of their study and get more from that experience. So I think our student group activity, representation, our democracy, all of that is vitally important for people to get involved with, and those skills that they get outside of academia is really important to set people up for their future in the workforce and then doing whatever they want to do, their passions. And I think that is really important for us to champion that and us to be behind them doing that with them. So I'm excited to see what we can achieve.
I'm excited to see exactly this. So just before we wrap up then, what do you do for hobbies? We've talked about your work, we've talked about other things. What do you do for hobbies? Give us a couple of bits of information.
Well, I've been struggling a little bit today, as you might have noticed me waddling around campus. So yes, on the weekend I managed to do a 26-mile hike for Macmillan Cancer Support round the lovely Lake Uldwater in the Lake District. It was challenging. I've never been so cold or wet, but it was for a really good cause. So I don't usually walk 26 miles in a day. But I do quite a lot of walking. So in some prep for that in May, I was away in the Lake District and did quite a bit of walking, walked up Skiddaw. We do a lot of camping as a family. So my partner and my daughter, we're a camping family. Yeah. We took the tent in the car and off we go. And she's been brought up loving it, the freedom of being able to just pitch in a field, meet lots of different people, and just get out in nature. We've also recently got into paddleboarding. Wow. So that's a new I'm not quite stood up. My daughter is.
The cold water.
My daughter's got it nailed. I've been in the dunk too many times to have that standing up nailed. I'll sit down on it and just give it a paddle. So, but loving it, and anything outdoors, anything near the sea, anything camping, I'm there and I'm very happy. And just that's where you'll find me with a pair of boots on, and I'm off on a hill somewhere.
Walking boots. They're Forest Hills.
Forest Hills, whatever it may be.
I think a lot of students as well would do well to, there's a lot of good areas,
absolutely.
In the northeast and very close to us there.
Yes.
People often think, I've got to go to the big cities, and the cities are part of it, but have a look at the other things.
Yes.
We've got the Yorkshire Dales.
There's lots on the doorstep.
The world.
Yes.
You've got them, you've got the Lake District, we've got the beaches, the area is there for students, both new and old.
Absolutely.
And take part
it's beautiful, beautiful northeast, yes, love it.
Right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get you back on again, whether it's going to be here or whether it's going to be in the studios on the normal podcast. It'd be great to have this kind of interaction with you, so hopefully we'll get you back on again. Everybody else that's listening, thank you very much for joining us again. I hope you enjoyed this vlogcast. Make sure you're keeping up to date with all the information on the TUSU website. Of course, checking out all our socials. All the links are on screen now. I'll catch up with you next time. Thank you very much.